Have you ever lost something precious and felt that desperate panic rising inside you? Or faced a seemingly impossible situation with no way out? What if I told you that millions of people throughout history have turned to one special prayer that has produced remarkable results time and time again? Today, I'm sharing the extraordinary Unfailing prayer to Saint Anthony of Padua, known worldwide as the miracle worker and patron saint of lost items and desperate situations. But stay with me, because this isn't just about finding lost keys. This prayer has helped countless people find everything from lost jobs to lost hope. Watch until the end for the complete prayer ritual that has changed lives for centuries. And don't forget to type Amen in the comments when you've completed the prayer to activate your intentions. Before we dive into this powerful prayer, let me tell you why Saint Anthony of Padua is considered one of the most miraculous saints in Christian tradition. Born in 1195 in Lisbon, Portugal, Anthony was known for his extraordinary intelligence and powerful preaching abilities. But what truly set him apart were the countless miracles attributed to his intercession, both during his lifetime and in the centuries following his death in 1231. Within just 1 year of his passing, he was canonized as a saint, one of the fastest canonizations in history. This speaks volumes about the profound impact he had on those around him and the miracles witnessed through his prayers. The devotion to Saint Anthony has only grown stronger over the centuries. From the magnificent basilica in Padua, Italy, where his tomb attracts millions of pilgrims each year, to the countless churches and shrines dedicated to him worldwide. His legacy of miraculous intervention continues to this day. What makes this unfailing prayer so special? Unlike ordinary prayers, this specific invocation has been passed down through generations with testimonies of extraordinary results, especially in times of desperate need. The Unfailing prayer to Saint Anthony is considered particularly powerful for several reasons. First, it's a prayer of focused intention. When recited with true faith and devotion, it creates a powerful spiritual connection that transcends our ordinary understanding of reality. Second, it invokes Saint Anthony's special charism, his God-given ability to help people find not just material objects, but solutions to seemingly impossible situations. Throughout history, Saint Anthony has been associated with finding lost objects of all kinds, lost health and recovery from illness, lost employment and financial stability, lost relationships and reconciliation, lost faith and spiritual direction, lost hope in desperate circumstances. The testimonies surrounding this prayer are truly remarkable. There are countless stories of people finding valuable items moments after praying, receiving unexpected financial assistance when facing dire poverty, reconciling broken relationships thought beyond repair, and experiencing healing when medical options had been exhausted. In Portugal, Italy, Brazil, and many other countries with strong devotions to Saint Anthony, Tuesday is considered his special day. Many faithful recite this unfailing prayer on 13 consecutive Tuesdays, known as the 13 Tuesdays of Saint Anthony, a practice dating back to the 17th century. But what truly makes this prayer unfailing is the deep trust and surrender it requires. When we approach Saint Anthony with genuine faith and openness to God's will, we create the perfect conditions for divine intervention. To experience the full power of the Unfailing prayer to Saint Anthony, consider these important elements that enhance its effectiveness. First, prepare your heart and mind. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Light a candle if possible, as light symbolizes faith and the presence of the divine. Second, focus your intention. Be specific about your request. Saint Anthony is known for responding to clear, heartfelt petitions. Third, pray with faith. True belief is essential. Approach the prayer with confidence in Saint Anthony's intercession and God's power to work through him. Fourth, include thanksgiving. Express gratitude in advance for the answer to your prayer, showing your trust that help is already on its way. Fifth, be consistent. For particularly important matters, consider the tradition of praying on 9 or 13 consecutive Tuesdays. Sixth, consider accompaniments. Many people enhance their prayer with traditional practices such as donating St. Anthony's bread, food or money to the poor, wearing a St. Anthony medal or scapular, placing a statue or image of St. Anthony in your home. Seventh, remain open. Sometimes the answer comes in unexpected ways. St. Anthony might lead you to something better than what you initially sought. Remember, this prayer isn't about magical thinking or superstition. It's about connecting with the spiritual help available to us through the communion of saints, those who have gone before us and remain connected to us through faith. Now, as I prepare to share the complete, unfailing prayer with you, I want you to ready yourself to receive its power. Many viewers have reported feeling a sense of peace, clarity, or even goosebumps while reciting this prayer. Pay attention to any signs or intuitions you may receive during or after your prayer. We've now reached the most important part of this video, the unfailing prayer to St. Anthony in its complete form. I recommend finding a quiet place if possible, or using headphones for this section. As you listen and pray along, remember to focus your intention clearly. Visualize your request being fulfilled and feel the emotions of gratitude and relief as if it has already happened. Here is the powerful, unfailing prayer to St. Anthony of Padua. O holy St. Anthony, gentlest of saints, your love for God and charity for his creatures made you worthy, when on earth, to possess miraculous powers. Encouraged by this thought, I implore you to obtain for me, mention your request here. O gentle and loving St. Anthony, whose heart was ever full of human sympathy, whisper my petition into the ears of the sweet infant Jesus, who loved to be folded in your arms, and the gratitude of my heart will ever be yours. St. Anthony, defender of the innocent, pray for me. St. Anthony, healer of the sick, pray for me. St. Anthony, finder of lost things, pray for me. St. Anthony, helper in all necessities, pray for me. St. Anthony, fighter against evil, pray for me. St. Anthony, guardian of families, pray for me. St. Anthony, protector of the faithful, pray for me. Blessed be God in his angels and in his saints. Amen. If you've prayed along with me, please type Amen in the comments below right now to affirm your prayer and join with others in spiritual solidarity. There's tremendous power when believers unite in prayer. Throughout history and continuing to this day, the unfailing prayer to St. Anthony has been associated with countless remarkable occurrences. Let me share just a few testimonials that demonstrate why this prayer has maintained its reputation for effectiveness over centuries. Maria from Brazil writes, "My wedding ring had been missing for over 3 months. I had searched everywhere and eventually gave up hope. After reciting the unfailing prayer to St. Anthony for 9 consecutive days, I woke up with a strong urge to check inside an old purse I rarely use. There, in a tiny inner pocket I didn't even remember existed, was my ring. I couldn't believe my eyes." James from Ireland shares, "I had been unemployed for almost a year and was facing eviction. A friend suggested the unfailing prayer to St. Anthony. I committed to 13 Tuesdays of prayer. On the 8th Tuesday, I received a call about a job opportunity I hadn't even applied for. The position was perfect for my skills and paid better than any job I'd had before. The timing couldn't have been more miraculous." Sophia from the Philippines recounts, "My teenage son had run away after a terrible argument. 3 days passed with no word, and we were beside ourselves with worry. In desperation, I turned to St. Anthony's unfailing prayer. That very evening, while I was still praying, my phone rang. It was my son, asking if he could come home. He later told me he suddenly felt an overwhelming sense of peace and clarity that it was time to return." Michael from Italy testifies, "The doctors had given my mother only weeks to live. Her cancer was advanced, and medical options were exhausted. Our entire family began the 13 Tuesdays devotion to St. Anthony. By the 6th Tuesday, her doctors were amazed to find the cancer had begun to recede. By the 13th Tuesday, the scans showed no trace of the disease. The medical team called it unexplainable. We called it a miracle through St. Anthony's intercession. These stories represent just a tiny fraction of the testimonials that continue to pour in from around the world. What's particularly noteworthy is how often people report that the answer to their prayer came in unexpected yet perfect ways, often better than what they had initially asked for. St. Anthony seems to have a special way of knowing what we truly need, even when we ourselves are unsure. This is why many devotees refer to him not just as the finder of lost things, but as the finder of lost grace, lost direction, and lost peace. Beyond the miraculous outcomes often associated with this prayer, there are profound spiritual benefits that come from incorporating the unfailing prayer to St. Anthony into your regular devotional life. Inner peace. Many who practice this prayer regularly report a growing sense of calm and trust, knowing they have a powerful intercessor helping them through life's challenges. Increased faith. Witnessing the efficacy of prayer strengthens belief in the spiritual realm and divine providence working in our lives. Community connection. Joining the worldwide community of St. Anthony's devotees connects you with millions of others who share your faith and experiences. Spiritual awareness. Regular prayer heightens your sensitivity to spiritual signs and guidance in everyday life. Perspective shift. St. Anthony often helps us find something more valuable than what we thought we were looking for. A deeper understanding, a better path, or a more meaningful solution. Gratitude practice. The thanksgiving element of this prayer cultivates an attitude of gratitude that transforms how we view our circumstances. Compassion growth. St. Anthony's own life was characterized by profound compassion for the suffering. Connecting with his spirit fosters greater empathy in our own hearts. St. Anthony of Padua was known as a powerful preacher whose words converted hardened hearts. In many ways, his intercession continues this ministry, helping us to find our way back to faith, hope, and love when we feel lost in darkness or doubt. Remember that while this prayer has a remarkable record of helping people find lost objects and resolve difficult situations, its deepest purpose is to bring us closer to God. St. Anthony doesn't work independently, but always points us toward divine love and providence. As the prayer states, St. Anthony whispers our petitions into the ears of the sweet infant Jesus. A beautiful image that reminds us of the saint's closeness to Christ and his role as our advocate before God. Let me now share some practical ways to incorporate this powerful prayer into your daily life for maximum benefit. For urgent needs, recite the unfailing prayer 3 times consecutively with complete focus and faith. Many report rapid responses when using this approach for pressing matters. For significant intentions, consider the traditional 13 Tuesdays devotion. On 13 consecutive Tuesdays, attend Mass if possible, recite the unfailing prayer, make a small offering to the poor, St. Anthony's bread. Spend a few moments in silent reflection for daily protection. Many devotees recite a shortened version of the prayer each morning as part of their daily spiritual routine, asking for St. Anthony's guidance and protection throughout the day. For family needs, gather as a family to recite the prayer together when facing challenges that affect the entire household. St. Anthony is known as a powerful protector of families. For lost items, when something goes missing, immediately turn to St. Anthony with this simple variation. Tony, look around. Something's lost and must be found. Follow this with the complete unfailing prayer for best results. For spiritual growth, on the 13th of each month, commemorating St. Anthony's feast day on June 13th, spend time meditating on one of the saint's virtues, such as humility, charity, or zeal for souls, and ask for help in developing that quality in your own life. For Thanksgiving, after receiving help through St. Anthony's intercession, many devotees express gratitude by sharing their testimony with others, making a donation to the poor, helping spread devotion to the saint, placing flowers before his image or statue. Remember that consistency builds spiritual connection. Even when you don't have specific needs, maintaining a relationship with Saint Anthony through regular prayer creates a foundation of faith that will serve you well when urgent situations arise. We've journeyed together through the remarkable legacy and power of the unfailing prayer to Saint Anthony of Padua, a spiritual treasure that has brought comfort, miracles, and renewed faith to countless people across centuries and continents. I encourage you now to make this prayer a part of your spiritual practice. Whether you're facing a specific challenge today or simply wish to build a relationship with this powerful intercessor for future needs, Saint Anthony stands ready to help. If you've prayed along with me today and haven't yet done so, please type Amen in the comments section below. This simple act accomplishes three powerful things. It affirms your prayer and intention before the community of believers. It encourages others who may be praying for similar intentions. It helps spread knowledge of this powerful prayer to more people who need it. Also, if you've had your own experiences with Saint Anthony's intercession, please share your testimony in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to restore their hope and faith. Remember the words we prayed together. The gratitude of my heart will ever be yours. Let's approach Saint Anthony not just when we need something, but with ongoing gratitude for his faithful intercession in our lives. Thank you for joining me in this powerful prayer experience. May Saint Anthony guide you to find whatever you may be missing in your life, whether it's a material object, a solution to a problem, restoration of health, or peace of mind. Until next time, may God bless you through the powerful intercession of Saint Anthony of Padua.